Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, strong style nerd, strong style cinephile, Action Force. Let's geek about the crowdfunding campaign for a new line of 6-inch military-themed action figures from Valorverse. Let's geek about that for a few minutes. As you may recall, I did a video on Action Force before. The first campaign fell short of the goal, so Bobby Vallo, the creator, went back to the drawing board to plan out a second attempt at raising funds. He sought out feedback from backers on what figures they wanted and used that to lay out the initial offering of figures. Now, unlike before, there will be just 3 characters available at launch, with others unlocked in stretch goals. The good part about this is I'm coming to you guys after the campaign has already reached its goal of $99,000. We're into stretch goal categories now, with 5 days to unlock as many as we can. I'm a collector and a customizer myself, so this line at 1/12 scale with 36 points of articulation, custom fodder, and troop building potential, this line is great to me. If you want to get into the storyline, it's a good one too, taking place in a future where war grips the nation and has torn the Union apart, giving rise to evil threats and an action force tasked with stopping them. Now, before, Texas was a huge part of the bad side of the story. Vallo went back and redid the story background, changing that. Apparently, a bunch of people were pissing and moaning about Texas being the villain. I mean, I've lived in Texas for more than a decade. The way it was set up in the story, I can totally buy Texas being the villains in that context, but it's been changed, so here we are. Texas can still be the villain in my stop-motion Action Force series, and just might be. Now, the next figure, and one of the best character sculpts, Carrick, will be unlocked at $138,000. It's a daunting task to get one of my favorite figures and the first female figure unlocked at $198,000 with Eclipse. Now, there are a number of people who signed up for the 48-hour notice about the end of the campaign, according to Vallo. So here's hoping that those people will donate to the campaign in the final hours, and there can be a huge spike to the total in the end. If you look at crowdfunding campaigns, a lot of them make their most money in the very beginning, from people who have been waiting for the campaign to get going, and they just, as soon as it ramps up, they just jump on board, or the very end. People in those last 48 to 24 hours jump on the bandwagon and cause it to spike. Now, hopefully, with as opposed to how it was before, the campaign is funded for its initial goals. Hopefully, people will see that and be more likely to jump on board now that they've seen its, they don't see that it's, oh, they're 10,000 or 20,000 short, and they're gonna think, well, I'm not gonna donate to that, they're not gonna make it anyway. What would my contribution do? But they've made the initial goals, and now it's unlocking stretch goals. There's weapon packs and custom troops that have been unlocked. And I think there's a couple more just kind of fodder troops that can be unlocked. But the next character one we get at 138, and then several thousand after that, 198. That's the daunting one. Like I said, maybe we can get it. And I say we because I've jumped on board and contributed to the campaign. I really like the line of figures just from the story standpoint with the figures, and just from the custom potential for fodder with the pieces and just making other characters out of those figures and stuff like that. So I'm wondering kind of how we're going to proceed. Now, if we don't make to unlock the other characters, will there be another campaign, 6 months from now, where he offers another trio of troops maybe that we didn't unlock before, and that's how we'll do it. Remains to be seen. Again, it's a fun line if you're into G.I. Joe, those type of characters, and have been calling for something military themed to be brought forth that's larger than the 3 3/4 inch figures. This is something for that. If you collect Marvel Legends or DC Multiverse figures and you're wanting some military troop building options to fit in with that, you can do that. If you're a customizer and you just want a different body type to build off of, or you want to take some of those pieces from the Action Force figures and put it onto your Legends or your Multiverse figures in order to make a new custom type of figure, you can do that too. There's so much potential for collectors and customizers and just people who like military themed action figures with this line. It's great. The creator of it has a history in toy making, has worked with Hasbro and other toy making companies in the past, so it's not, he knows his stuff. And if you check out the website, at the links below, you can see art, you can see pictures of the figures. You can check their Facebook page, their Instagram has a bunch of art and information about it. Go check it out. That's all I can ask for you. Not necessarily me asking you to contribute. I think you should, but just check it out, give it a shot. If you're into this sort of thing, if you know somebody into this sort of thing, that can be just as helpful as contributing. Just clicking share or sending in an email or some kind of social media blast or something to get other people's attention on it. Let's just make it grow. Let's make it as big as it can be, and let's meet more goals. We've met the initial goal. Let's meet more. Let's achieve more for Action Force. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Action Force. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. And let us geek.